The Eastern States Classic has been coined one of the biggest wrestling tournaments on the Eastern Seaboard, and it's all set to begin just one day from now. Sullivan Community College. With that, we bring in our wrestling connoisseur. That's right, Nick Garone. And Nick, everybody's always talking about winning a state title, but this event, it can't be tougher than that, can it?
Oh, it sure can, and it is. You have a lot of guys that, that come into this tournament and they realize they're going in against the best of the best, and that's what makes this tournament so special. You have guys that take second and third and fourth in this tournament that actually win their weight classes respectively in their state tournament. So, you don't have guys that are the second, third men from teams like in other Christmas tournaments or holiday tournaments or in-season tournaments. You have the best guys on your program.
So the information right here. We said it's Sullivan Community College. It all starts tomorrow. Preliminaries, round of 64. And then Saturday, that's when the big-time matchup happened. Finals, consolation. This is when it all goes down. And in terms of competition, we know what it's all about. You have the best of the best competing. But in terms of atmosphere, how good is it?
Atmosphere, it's amazing. I mean, you're at Sullivan Community College. You have about 10 to 12 matches. You walk into the arena and you're like, oh my goodness, something big is going to happen here. And then all of a sudden you have all these parents and these coaches and the people from around the area, and it's an electric atmosphere. It's so exciting. You get in there and the guys, what's good about it is the guys that don't go to a state championship, they get an opportunity to get that feel, that real feel of being in the biggest tournament, one of the biggest tournaments in the country. So it's amazing for both guys that are picked as the favorite and guys that are picked to go in there and possibly do some damage.
Well, there are some returning place winners in Section 1. Plenty of them. When you look at this list, I know you're very fond of the Pride of Edgemont.
Well, you know what? Trey Aslanian is a two-time New York State runner-up. This guy, I've seen him for the last couple of years, and he is just, he's a guy that will come after you. He will score points from every position, from top, from bottom, from his feet, and he's got some really good technique. And he's got a younger brother that's coming up the line, too, who's really tough.
Family ties, that's what it's all about. Flip to the other side here. Dylan Robito is one of your favorites from summer. Robito, two-time finalist. Can he make it 3?
I think he can. I think he's right there in the mix. He's a 126-pound. He actually took first in the state last year, took second in the state the year before. Here he is getting a nice little single leg on Vin Deprez in the state finals, and ends up winning this with 7 seconds left in the tournament last year. Here it comes right here. Boom, right off of his base there, and gets that 2 points to win the state title. He's already committed to Cornell University. That's how good he is. Coach Rob Cole thinks that highly of this guy to actually commit him. His brother Brian Real Buto actually goes there as well, so he'll be teammates with his brother in college as well for the Big Red.
Again, the family. This is a common trend. I know for Fox Lane, Tom Grippy, this kid knows how to get after it. He can cause some problems.
Oh, he sure can. Tom Grippy has been one of the best guys. He's a 4-time Section 1 place winner. You place in any section 4 times, you are completely legitimate. He's a great wrestler. He just won the Shoreline tournament, and he's ranked number 2 in the state, only behind Corey Rashid, who was basically my wrestler of the week last week from Section 11.
When you're a coach and you have guys that can compete like these guys can, and you go into an event like this, is there something different you tell them? You just kind of let them roll?
You know what? You do tell them. You do get in their head a little bit, because you have to make them understand. You have to make them understand the significance of this. And also, too, don't look ahead. Don't look ahead, because in a tournament like this, you will get beat. You will get beat. You have to take one match at a time, 6 minutes at a time. And if you do that, you can win the big one here.
Alex Dela Cruz from Ossining, 2012 Section 1 champ. Coaching-wise, what do you love about this kid?
Oh, my God, I love this guy. He is just so tenacious. He actually beat a guy that I think is one of the best wrestlers. Here he is pinning, Mike D'Angelo from Comac. Mike D'Angelo is ranked number 1 in Section 11. Dela Cruz is so explosive, and he used that cradle against D'Angelo perfectly. He's such a classy kid, too. You love to see guys like that win, and he's a guy that could be in contention not only to win the Eastern States, but also to win the state tournament this year at that weight. He's really a favorite to be in the top 2 or 3 in the state this year, in my book.
That's high praise right there. Section 9, Vinny Vespa, we've heard the story, battles back from cancer. Most people did not expect him to be competing in this, but he's been terrific.
Oh, let me tell you, this is the feel-good story of the year. He's a guy that came back from stage 4 cancer. Vinny Vespa reached out to me on his hospital bed last year after the States and said, hey, coach, can you give me some, can you give me some publicity to get some people to follow me on Twitter and everything, which I did. He's just a great kid, number one. Number two, to come back from anything, especially cancer, and to wrestle. I mean, it's, it's a sport that's completely demanding. You have to be in great shape. Here he is using a nice little dump in that match, and here he is choking this guy out and getting that pin in the purple. I mean, Vespa is the real deal. He is currently ranked number 8 in New York State and number 1 in Section 1. And he's, it's just really, really good kid, Vinny Vespa, and I love to see him doing well.
A feel-good story. A.J. Volker is one of those good kids, likes to get after it, 170 pounds. What's special about him from Monroe Woodbury?
Well, A.J. Volker, just to give you a little props on him and some accolades, 3-time place winner in Section 9. He's ranked 8th in the state, 1st in the section also. He's a guy that's teammates with Vinny Vespa, and every single day, I spoke to the coach, every single day, Steve Fishbarn is pushing these guys to the limit so they can be ready and prepared for the end of the season to go up there and to represent Monroe Woodbury at the state championships. And he's good. I mean, look at him right here. He used that Turk there. Beautiful, beautiful job.
No doubt he knows how to get after it. Section 9, more to watch. Terrence Cheeks, I love the heavyweight division, but this guy, he doesn't go like a heavyweight. It's more like a lightweight.
He really does. He uses a lot of technique. He's not a guy that pushes and pulls and gets ear to ear and just doesn't do a lot. He's a guy that'll use good technique. He's a guy that will give you his best every match, and he'll be active, which is exactly what you want from a big guy. He's got a pretty tall task ahead of him. He's got a showdown with David Varian, also from, for also who he lost to. So that's his only loss during the year.
I always wanted to be a heavyweight, just couldn't fit the build. It's not my style here. From Westchester to Connecticut, though, Danbury's Kevin Jack, special kind of wrestler. What's good about him?
Well, Kevin Jack is probably the #1 guy pound for pound in the state of Connecticut. He's a guy that's a returning state champion. He's a guy that is the captain on Danbury's team, and he should be a 3-time state place winner, and he took 6th at a tournament called Super 32. Super 32 is like the national championships. The best of the best go there, and he took top 6 in the country. So he's not only a really good guy just in this area, but he's a very, very capable guy nationally, and he's probably in the top 10 in the country.
A lot of talent you just went through. I'm starting to digest all this. Real quick, this tournament, is it one of your favorites of the year?
It's the favorite of the year. I love this tournament. It's a tournament that gives guys like myself, a coach like myself, the opportunity to see the best of the best, see what's out there, see what my guys are going to go up against, but also see and be able to come back and report about them, because you want to be able to see these guys to give them some props on the air.